Howdy folks, Jamboree here, and welcome to another episode of Puppet Panic.
The Muppets Christmas Carol set an exceptionally high standard for what makes a great Muppets Christmas movie. It was able to insert the Muppets into a piece of classic literature, while hitting the perfect balance of cartoon anarchy and Dickensian drama.
How would the bookkeepers like to be suddenly
unemployed? This is my island in the sun.
So, every Christmas Muppets movie since has had to reach a gold-level standard of filmmaking, which you could argue is kind of unfair.
However, that doesn't mean that I'm going to look the other way when we get a bad or mediocre Muppets Christmas film. Case in point, Letters to Santa, the very definition of an average and subpar Muppets movie. In this TV movie, Gonzo leads a quest to get a bunch of kids' Santa letters directly to Father Christmas himself. It's a very simple premise, but you can make great movies from basic setups. Sadly, Letters to Santa just surrenders to its limitations. The first quarter of this hour-long TV special is mainly dedicated to sketches involving the Muppets trying different delivery services. Said sketches are fine, just fine. They might make you mildly chuckle under your breath, but they tend to follow the same formula of Kermit and friends meeting New York stereotypes and getting rudely ignored or aggressively rejected. It's just filler until the adventure starts, so the Muppets agreed to go to Santa themselves.
Which makes you think that we're about to watch the Muppets go on a big exciting adventure to the North Pole, full of danger, menace and challenges. Unfortunately, our Letters to Santa journey is almost suspense-free and goes by really fast.
Every time the Muppets face any kind of hurdle or get stuck, said obstacle just kind of solves itself or fizzles out. Like, at the airport, they get trapped in interrogation by the corrupt officer Meanie. This could have inspired an escape sequence, or the Muppets wittily tricking their way out of a jam. Nope, Kermit lightly suggests Meanie frees them to get himself off Santa's naughty list, and presto, problem solved. Plus, Meanie's redemption arc is already over.
Hey, move!
But oh no, the Muppets have missed a chance to buy flight tickets. Okay, so can we get a funny scene of the Muppets trying to sneak onto the plane? Or maybe they build a plane on the spot themselves. Nope, the ticket officer Joy kindly lets them just hang onto the plane, and luckily none of them fall off. Where's the tension in this movie? Seriously?
But nothing is happening. Why is nothing happening?
Okay, they've now arrived in the North Pole. Can we finally have the Muppets face some kind of challenge? What's that? Santa has already left to deliver presents? Well, maybe the Muppets can go after St. Nick in another sleigh, giving us an exciting chase scene. Nah, Gonzo just makes a magic wish, and Santa suddenly appears to collect the letters? The end. No, really.
What about these letters? Let's open them, shall we?
So yeah, Letters to Santa is a very unexciting movie, all because it has a habit of handing wins to the Muppets whenever they're in a tight spot. It makes for not only a very short adventure, but also a super boring film, made duller by the fact that most of the so-called journey takes place in a commercial airport.
Hey, listen, Pepe, it says all your electronic devices must go in the bin.
All of them?
All of them.
Okay. Blackberry,
Check.
blueberry,
Check.
raspberry.
Letters to Santa also, much like a very merry Muppet Christmas movie, doesn't really know its audience.
It wants to be this wholesome and innocent seasonal story about cute puppets doing a kind gesture at Christmas, but then we sometimes get surprisingly adult humour, from Kermit casually making a dark joke about post office shootings,
This post office is going postal!
to Beaker wishing for a fantasy girl to get lucky with. Quite a few of these jokes aren't nuanced gags just for grown-ups. They can be kind of questionable for a daytime family special. So, maybe the film has a decent message for the season. Well, there's this running sentiment about being with loved ones at Christmas, which is a nice thought, but the film kind of oversimplifies it. You see, the film has this plot about a little girl called Claire, writing to Santa about her Muppet friends all being too busy for her at Xmas, which sure must be sad for her, and she has every right to feel down about it. But the Muppets have just as much of a right to spend Christmas how they want. This could have been a fantastic opportunity to teach kids about learning to enjoy Christmas without your favourite people around, as well as respecting loved ones' privacy or needs, and understanding that Xmas plans might not always go your way, but that's okay. So while it's a wholesome gesture for the Muppets to ultimately decide to cancel their plans for Claire, it also means that Claire misses out on a good growing up lesson about facing disappointment. Yes, spending Christmas with your loved ones can make the day special, but it's equally fine to spend it alone. Being with others isn't some golden rule for having Christmas spirit. So what about the puppetry? Well, while the film has very little to offer, its lack of ambition actually gives a decent sized open stage for the Muppets. They all get to let their acting shine because there's no set pieces or fancy spectacles in the way. Heck, this is one of the rare times where we get to see the Muppeteers simply just puppeteering. No bells or whistles, just pure performance.
I wonder what the kids wished for. Maybe we should open the letters and see what they say.
Whoa, gentlemen, you cannot do that.
Gonzo in particular has some very moving moments as he goes through the ups and downs of his quest while questioning his faith in Santa, hope for success, and sense of responsibility. This is some of Dave Goelz' best work as a Muppeteer.
I wish I could be Santa Claus for just one day.
It helps that the minimalist sets end up catering to every Muppet's freedom and space too. I especially love the part where the Muppets meet the beautiful Joy, and Pepe is so daydreamy that he just starts fawning at the counter.
Hi, Joy the ticket agent.
The filmmakers may be asleep at the wheel, but the Muppet performers are thankfully on fire as always.
Well, I guess this is the time when I should wish all of you a happy...
Don't say it to us. Say it to them.
Oh, happy holidays, everybody.
The best way to describe Letters to Santa is lazy, which I know is a harsh conclusion, because it's really hard to write a funny comedy script and put together any kind of Puppets production. Oh, and I will say that this film does at least try to get into the Christmas spirit. It's a very festive film that understands the seasonal feels. However, we've seen the Muppets do so much better than this, in both cinema and television, so it's hard to easily forgive them when they deliver only the bare minimum.
So what did you think of A Muppets Christmas Letter to Santa? Let everyone know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share. I've been Jamboriki, cheerio folks.
This fall, get ready for the only hero with gizmos up the wazoo. Disney's Inspector Gadget.